All the bans and picks have already gone through. Cassia, you just don't want to deal with that hero. Brightwing is getting banned. Medivh is getting banned. Very nasty heroes. The silence is terrible to deal with, and the protect is just there's no counterplay. There's no counterplay to the protected from Medivh. So you just want to get rid of those heroes. Solid little CC coming in from Sidestep teams right now. Simplicity has a good amount of CC as well. Does manage to pick up that URL. Very strong team coming in from Simplicity, but they do not have the best of wave clear right now. They are going to want to pick up another wave clear hero. Sidestep Kings manages to pick up the Diva and the Golden. Sidestep Kings right now actually has very nice wave clear. Good team fighting as well. Strong front line. And Simplicity very likely wants a ranged auto attacker to deal this, although they could go triple frontline and just let the Junkrat go ham here. Might pick up a Thrall, might see a Li Ming, although Li Ming might have a little bit of trouble killing anyone. Sylvanas is still up, it's okay here. Ragnaros would be fine as well, generally pretty good on this map, and it looks like they are going for the ranged auto attacker. They are picking up Hanzo, and given the amount of frontline they have right now, that's perfectly fine. Anubarak and Yrel are super tanky. Yrel's technically a bruiser, but realistically, she's kind of a tank. So, right now, I would give the slight edge to Sidestep Kings in terms of hero picks, but Simplicity does very likely have higher skill level players on their team, and they have better macro. They simply have better macro. Game number 2 of CCL Week 1 Day 1 Simplicity versus Sidestep Kings. Both teams running off to the mid lane. Let's see how this mid lane brawl comes in. The Garrosh is a threat. He does manage to pull the URL. Probably not going to be an issue. Has to drop that on Sopple actually in order to get out of that. That was a good amount of damage coming down. Instantly healed back up. That Unstoppable is now on cooldown. You never want to check that brush into a Garrosh. Kyocha taking a lot of damage here. Does get rooted. Will probably get out here just fine. The rest of his team not even trying to back him up. And they do manage to clear mid lane out already. It allows them to rotate top lane a lot faster than Simplicity is able to, which means they're going to be able to clear this lane out faster. And right now, Simplicity's rotations are looking a little bit weak, and that's really bad when you're playing into a Garrosh because it lets the enemy team have map control. It lets you get picked out. Kyrie is looking for a pick, but he's walking into the Garrosh again. If he's not careful, he will just get flipped again. A Nubrag will be fine here. He can just Unstoppable out. And that is a lot of damage coming in on the end. One has to drop the Unstoppable in order to get away from that. That is 2 Unstoppables down on Simplicity already. And again, the rotations are just coming in a lot better on Sidestep Kings than the enemy team because they simply have better wave clear. And Junkrat gets killed. That's the power of clearing lanes out first. You do that, you can out-rotate the enemy team. You can 4-man, 3-man gang squad and just kill people. Now, unfortunately, the cameraman is showing us people farming instead of the action. Hate to see it. And now Sidestep Kings is going to start their bruiser camp very early because they have that extra map pressure. They have the ability to push this in. And they're not going to miss any soak in exchange for doing this. So this is a very nice play. High taking a little bit of damage here. I'd like to see Raynor split the damage a little bit so that way they can both heal up. Meanwhile, Simplicity is going to counter with the bottom lane siege camp, which is actually probably going to end up being in their favor because they can just rotate mid, clear that out. In the meantime, Sidestep Kings can't really push top lane or mid lane. They have to clear out these siege minions bot lane. And these rotations will very likely start going down towards bot, or they could try to focus a wall down here. They have a little bit of time. Diva is stalling down bot lane, and with the Raynor Golden, they can pressure this very hard. The enemy team, again, just does not have good wave clear, so they do manage to get a gate down. Both towers are still down. They try to go in on the Garrosh. He's probably going to be fine here. Has the Unstoppable, is able to get a little bit of damage down, heals off of Hosty there. And Kato will be fine. Goldan has to be a little bit careful. If he gets pooped, okay, Junkrat just uses poop, so he's fine. Unfortunately, the map's not showing any of this. And Kyrie is getting dove in on. Manages to hit Cattle away. Cattle is not able to get that flip in on anybody.
And this is where finally wave clear enters.
And now Simplicity is going to start their bruisers now, which will probably be a little bit better than when Sidestep Kings did it, just because these are stronger now.
but that was a rough
and
game.
both teams are going to start focusing gems, which means while Sidestep Kings has to clear this out, Simplicity might be able to get a turn in, but Sidestep Kings going for that turn in right now. They are just turning in a lot of gems. 34 turn in, they do have 19 left, down on Diva, not going to be able to turn in just yet. And they do not want this turn in until mid lane is cleared out. So Simplicity should be taking advantage of this to try to get a turn in. Junkrat a little bit pressured top lane, going to take him a while to clear that lane out, but right now Sidestep Kings has been slow about clearing this lane out. Anduin is trying to turn in. Cattle will try to stop this, uses all his CC, so he does not have a lot of power right now. Mid lane still not cleared out. Simplicity trying to take advantages, trying to get that turn in. Cattle not able to find a pick on anybody. And now Junkrat doing his best to clear out top lane. Gul'dan is going to have to rotate top soon. So Sidestep Kings does not want this fight. Bottom lane, Kyocha a little bit out of position. Garrosh manages to get them to back off. That is some nice play on Sidestep Kings to make up for the little bit of mispositioning on the Diva. And they are still looking for a pick. I don't know why. Gul'dan is not here. They do not win this fight. Simplicity knows that. They're not even afraid. They're not even backing off. Gul'dan is mid lane trying to double soak.
Things get broken when Garrosh goes in.
And both teams focusing bot lane really hard because both teams are trying to get that turn in. They know if they leave this fight, the other team will get a turn in, and neither team is willing to allow that first turn in to go through.
And once he finishes that, that'll be
Sidestep Kings looking for a gank. They do have enough gems on the rest of their teammates to get a turn in. Anubrak going for that 8-gem turn in. Garrosh really looking for that pull. Is not able to find anybody. Kyocha just has to back out here. He might be in trouble. If he gets focused down here, he would actually just die, but the enemy team knows that the Diva mech will just kill them with the rest of the team there, so they cannot stay on that to try to kill Baby Diva. Got filled, staying up full health. Very nice positioning in these fights. Noah might be a little bit in trouble. Manages to dodge the Rainer, but still goes down anyway. His team was very slow on the rotation. He was pinging assists. The enemy team just not paying attention there. A little bit of miscommunication on Simplicity. A little bit of a bad rotation on the Junkrat. And again, Sidestep King simply has better wave clear, so they're able to pressure the map and kill the enemy solo laner. Or double soaker, rather. Technically, Urel's the solo laner, but also Gul'dan and Junkrat have been solo laning as well.
This is a great situation for Sidestep Kings.
Yeah. They push that wave up, so a lot of it dies with the turret. You don't get the benefit from it on your team.
Kyrie shouldn't have too much trouble clearing this out, but with the Raynor pushing, he might even be able to get a 4-3. There are only 2 mid lane, there are 2 top lane. This is not ideal for Simplicity. You're going to have a hard time clearing these lanes out against a Gul'dan and a Raynor, and at least one fort should go down. Sidestep Kings just realized if they all push together, this will be a fort. There is still a hero running back and forth from top lane. I don't know why. I don't know how he's doing. He did just show up to the team game. He just realized that this is a team game and the hero should be with the team. He is very close to the Numerak. Not sure why. Hyde mispositioning just over and over, not getting punished for it. Simplicity, focusing on clearing these lanes down rather than trying to start a fight. And now they're going to lose 2 forts off of this. If they're not careful, they are not rotating in on this. They're very slow for their rotations. But Sidestep Kings does back out, has to drop the Unstoppable to not get cocooned by the Numerak. Nice little Unstoppable coming in. And that is only a 40-second cooldown, so it shouldn't be too bad. Kyocha might be in a little bit of trouble. Might be able to kill Cure if he just hits him. Just auto-attack Cure. And Urel does end up going down. A little bit of a misplay by Cure. He should have been able to just walk out. That Kyocha was not even hitting him. Died to the Diva mech. A little bit of uncharacteristic mistake coming in from Cure. Rest of the team was not able to rotate in time, but honestly, it should not have mattered. I don't know what happened with the Urel.
To put it on a 10-second cooldown, and then Diva the pilot is exposed. But I'm also kind of close to the
and if Simplicity is not careful, Sidestep Kings will just get a double turn in here, get top lane, get bot lane. They will have all their outer force down, possibly mid wall down, and they're going to have a really hard time defending this. They are getting their bruisers, but the enemy team has bruisers as well, so this barely even helps them. All the lanes are pushed in. This is terrible, terrible for Simplicity. Are we going to get the pull on Noah? He is going to go down here. Gets the taunt down. Saved the CC for after the Unstoppable pull from the Anduin. No amount of Unstoppable is going to stop the amount of CC that Sidestep Kings has. Again, crowd control is not even in this game, but we're seeing crowd control winning the game.
It both feels silly when Twitch.
And mid lane has a huge wave coming down. That was a big misplay by Simplicity because Junkrat is most of their wave clear actually. They're going to have a hard time clearing this out. This might even be a keep going down. At the very least, is going to get down to around half health. Junkrat is respawning, drops the ultimate down on the minions because they know they don't have the wave clear for this. So it looks like it's only going to be the wall because that ultimate came down. But now they don't have team fighting power. They don't have wave clear for top lane. And if Sidestep Kings rotates in top lane quickly, they would get a 4th there, but they're focusing the Kyrie kill. Kacha is about to get his mech up. Oh, does he not get it off? He does not get it off. Kyrie managed to kill him before it comes off. The stun coming in on the golden. There is no follow-up for that. Not even the Hanzo followed up on his own ultimate. If he drops a scatter arrow on that golden, that's a dead golden. And that's actually a very nice defense coming in from Simplicity. They had the Junkrat down. They had top lane pushing. Sidestep Kings, for whatever reason, decided that bottom fort is worth more than top keep wall. Cattle looking for a pull, not able to find it. Raynor is not here. They do not have kill pressure without Raynor, I do not think. Cattle does end up getting disengaged. The Nubrak forces them to back off. Junkrat not even there in that fight. Simplicity very confident they're able to disengage there and just run away.
Can kind of run back and let that hit them along the way, but it looks like this turn-in not going to be quite enough for
Simplicity still looking for their first turn-in, playing very safe, trying not to lose any gems. They do have 120. They can do a double turn-in. Is that going to be the pull on the Nubrak? Does not get it. Try to get the taunt off. Cattle not quick enough on the draw there. Curie taking a good amount of damage, but so is Kaicha. They are looking to find him. He does jump away. And Junkrat's still not in these fights, so Simplicity absolutely does not want to fight right now. They are just focusing the macro game, trying to find a turn-in, but Sidestep Kings is not giving anything up. Curie goes in on Hyde. Hyde able to just walk away, no problem. Curie does not get the stun off. Got the cocoon off on the Raynor. Is going to come out soon, and Simplicity is just not able to capitalize on this. Curie's Rel is not looking good. This is no Vespertine, man. Curie's Rel is no Vespertine, I will tell that. He's, I don't know what happened to my accent just now. Some sort of southern accent just came in. I'm not sure. But, point is, this URL pick is not working out for them. It is not doing anything. The Diva is so much more useful in these team fights. And the URL is simply not being as annoying as she needs to be. A little bit of miscommunication with the Anduin ultimate. Kyocha does get rid. They are looking for the pick on Urel yet again. They really like trying to kill Kyrie, and I don't think they realize how much disengage Urel has. I don't know why they keep going for this pick, because she's not that useful in these team fights. She's not really doing anything. They don't need that pick. Just keep focusing Junkrat down, who's been double soaking. Anubrak looking for a gank on the side. Hyde a little bit out of position. I don't know why he's there by himself. He's dangerously close to this wall, and it looks like this spider won't even do anything. Simplicity might be able to get both these lanes down. The Unstoppable coming in from Nubrak. A little bit of a wasted Anduin ultimate. Nubrak has his own Unstoppable. In the meantime, Sidestep Kings slower on the rotations than Simplicity as they were looking for a pick, did not get it. They are going to be able to get this wall down. Junkrat's still top lane. They have the 5v4 bot lane. They know that. Kyocho should just drop his passive right here, right now. And they might even be able to get this fort down if he does. But he is full health, so he doesn't have to. If he does, he could zone the entire enemy team, and this fort would go down. Choosing not to do it. Not entirely sure why. Maybe afraid of the Nubarak Cocoon. It is not on cooldown. A Nubrak Cocoon Light Bomb could have just wiped Sidestep Kings there. So they are being super careful, try not to force it, but now it's going to be hard to get another turn-in going. Cattle not able to find those picks. Is continuously trying to pull the Nubrak. Not sure why, not a priority target. And meanwhile, Ultralisk was way out of position mid lane. Simplicity does not capitalize on that, but Cattle always looking for these fights, always topped off. And Simplicity just cannot do anything. I've never seen a game where a team has so many gems and is in such a bad position to where they just can never turn them in. Honestly, they should try to sneak some gem turn-ins. Yeah, your rail gets pulled. Again, you just don't have kill pressure on this dude. Arrow coming in, comes in on the Raynor, is going to get booped into the enemy team. Is he going to go down here? Gets a lot of health coming in. That's the Garage flip coming in. That's the disengage. The fear coming in on the Arrow, who's actually dangerously close to the enemy team. Kind of a useless ultimate coming in from the Anduin, kills the Gul'dan,
He is down. Righteous Hammer set
and the
up.
Rel gets taunted. Is there enough damage to get the counter kill back? There is. Kaucha does not have his mech passive up. Wit getting run down. The Unstoppable comes in. Kaucha goes in a little bit deep. Might just lose the mech here. 200 HP. Can they run this down? The Junkrat can keep fighting this if they want to. Kaucha coming in hard. He still doesn't have the mech. Trying to kill this Junkrat. Is going to lose the mech here. Oh man, just to get the shield out just in time and hide a little bit out of position there. Almost got booped into the enemy team. Now, Sidestep Kings just needs to back out. 170 gems on Simplicity. They can get the Pog triple turn-in, which I've never seen before, but they can get a triple turn-in if they play this right. But right now, they just don't have the wave clear to keep up with Sidestep Kings, which again is why I would have given Sidestep Kings the slight advantage early game, and they have really made use to it. They have played to their strengths the entire game. They know what it is that their team comp does, and they have tried to do it, and they've executed it well. Cattle might be a little bit out of position here, but you don't want to use all your abilities on the Garrosh, because if you do, the enemy team comes in on this. The Unstoppable comes in on the Rel. She is absorbing all the enemy teams. The Anduin ultimate is just absolutely useless. I have not seen one hit the entire game. That's why the other ultimate is better. It's a 2-second stun is just really hard to coordinate. Unstoppable coming in on the Garrosh. Again, you don't want to use your abilities on him. You're not going to kill him. All the backline on Sidestep Kings is looking super healthy right now. Simplicity gets a little bit caught out. That's the fear coming in on the Nubarak. He's not getting out of this one. That is a lot of gems going down. That was a solid 80 gems lost right there on the Nubarak. That is terrible for Simplicity. And now Sidestep Kings going to focus his boss down, going to punish the enemy team. Almost has enough for a turn as well. 10 more gems after this boss, and they can get a boss turn-in. But it does not look like they're going to be able to do that just because the lanes are pushed in, which is good for them in terms of being able to push with this boss, but it's bad for them in terms of getting a turn-in.
Didn't manage to get the counter pay, and I'm not even sure if you necessarily want to sometimes, because when you're defending boss, your web is
Goliath a little bit out of position there. If he's not careful, he gets booped over the wall. They did not have full vision on the Hanzo. The Hanzo could have punished him super hard. Urel coming in here, a Nubarak just now respawning, and D.Va coming in on the backside a little bit, trying to clear mid lane out. Not here for this fight, might be able to show up. Curie might get stunned here by the boss, manages to get out. And that's a lot of damage coming in on the keep. I don't think Simplicity can kill this boss before the keep goes down. Curie or Kayachub putting a little pressure down on the bottom. Wit already down to half health, but so is the Garrosh. But Garrosh just gets stronger. Wit just gets weaker. This is heavily in Sidestep King's favor. It looks like they want to try to end. I'm not sure why. They could just take mid keep. This is a little bit of a miscommunication on Sidestep King's couch. A little bit out of position as well. Has to be careful. But Simplicity is not going to focus this. They absolutely could have punished that D.Va if they wanted to. They chose not to go for it. And right now, I don't know what the game plan for Simplicity is, because they are not making any plays anywhere on the map. And Sidestep Kings just keeps getting every single turn-in for free, uncontested. If you do this on this map, you just hard lose the map. I am super disappointed with Sidestep Kings' play. Right now, they cannot win unless they start a fight right now before the spider spawn. Otherwise, you just hard lose. Simplicity actually has to go in right now. 3, 2, 1. Okay, they lost the game because they did not start a fight. So unless Sidestep Kings just runs it down and just hard ends, they pretty much won this game. So they are trying to go down the Garrosh. The Unstoppable comes in. Do not manage to get a pull. And the bottom keep is super, super low. The spider is a little bit far away, but if Sidestep Kings can keep the enemy team mid lane long enough, they will get all 3 keeps and have so many minions pushing in. D.Va being annoying as D.Va does. Again, I don't know why she doesn't use her mech here to zone. They could just hard end the game if she just uses her mech. Choosing not to. Bottom keeps still up. Urel goes in on the top spider. Goliath or got Filth a little bit out of position here. He's not getting punished for it. The Urel notices that, but the fear comes in. The ultimate almost comes off on Anduin, does not actually go off. Another wasted ultimate. That's why you don't take that ultimate. It's terrible. And the Hanzo comes in on high, doesn't do anything, point blank gold. And against Simplicity, I don't know what the game plan was. You have to start a fight, my dudes. You just hard lose the game unless you start a fight there. You cannot wait for the spiders to spawn. You cannot defend both the spiders and the enemy team unless you start a fight before they spawn. That's the only choice you have. And you might lose, you might all get wiped, you might lose all your gems, but you lose the game if you don't try. So it's like, what are you doing? Honestly.